Hey guys, welcome back to my run, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Still in the prologue, so it's all preliminary here. I think he's over here. Yeah, there he is, somewhere over here.
A new challenge for me?
Captain Marvel, we need you to save the world.
The second sacrifice draws its gate.
The only way to stop her is to kill him. If you win a battle, go into further.
You're here. But where is the Lord Captain?
These days, at your local legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our member perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Along with the Warrens and all the dynasties'
Quick
heirs.
update out of Georgia. As we mentioned a moment ago, officials there in Georgia have confirmed that they do have a suspect in custody now that they are questioning after that 22-year-old woman was found dead as she was jogging around a campus lake there. The suspect of interest is being questioned right now. We also have confirmation from local reports on the ground that the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has been digging through a trash can.
Then we have no rights about our heads.
At the gas station across the street from where this young lady was found. So there's a lot of activity there. As we mentioned, our reporters had an update on the ground there in Georgia in a few minutes. Now that's.
We are out of time.
Donald Trump.
Nikki Haley is losing to me. It looks like she's going to lose by 25 or 30 points. That's a lot.
We're given a choice. In a primary, we make our choice. We have to make our choice in this primary.
You got to get out there and you have to send that big, beautiful message that we're coming.
Theodora is
Fiery words from both 2024 GOP hopefuls who are stopping in South Carolina today.
I still haven't.
And Sandra, it's going to be a big one tomorrow. We don't know
The ritual will not be completed.
but Donald Trump is still 25 points ahead, though that gap
See to it that the
between him and
voidship
Nikki
breaks
Haley
free from
is
the wall.
narrowed just a little bit. We don't know if that's
Watch
just a
over our
natural
realm.
tightening ahead of the primary day, or if that's an indication that she's really beginning to surge.
Yeah, and this is her home state, so this is a major test for Nikki Haley. And we'll be watching closely. We'll be covering it right together tomorrow, John. We will have our Warhammer on Saturday, tomorrow, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Special edition of America Reports. Evening time. Polling open closed yesterday. The polls open tomorrow morning here in South Carolina for that all-important primary. And we are speaking with voters here in the Palmetto.
You ugly motherfucker.
Jennifer Rednick is an athletic director of a nonprofit. She's voting for former President
Okay.
Pasadena is a realtor.
Let's see.
She is voting
Where is Agenta?
of the former governor.
You're over here.
Thompson is a retired operator for a power company.
Iron Lung. No, I'll put you in there.
Let's start with you, Jen.
Where is Idira? You like this pocket here, don't you?
I don't know if you
Abelard.
You're voting tomorrow. What was
Fuck.
at the top of your mind in terms of the issue that drove you to say, this is the candidate that I want?
I think
Do I...
is the issue. President Trump has a record. We know what.
Okay.
I feel like he is
Okay.
strong. I feel like
I'll have Abelard go off to the right.
I feel like he has a plan
Take
for
out the right.
economy,
Let's do it.
as well as bringing energy independence back to America. I believe he wants to make the military strong again. And one thing that I think people don't really think about is education. I believe that he knows that in order to build society, we need to revamp our education system and get the CRT.
She is right the fuck on diagonal right. I don't know why the hell you nailed her.
This is a known quantity. She knows his record. You know Governor Haley's record. You've been a friend of hers for 2 decades. What's the issue that's driving you forward, and why do you think Nikki Haley's the best?
Well, I appreciate what Jennifer said on border. I agree. Border is a huge issue. I am not born in the United States. I came here when I was 4 years old. My parents, like Nikki's parents, were immigrants. They came here for the dream of America.
50 years ago. So, of course, that is something that she wants to address. She wants to do
Shit.
catch and release. She wants to do catch and deport. She wants
Get away from the beluga.
cities. She wants to secure and shut down the border. And also, I think one of the things that Americans really now care about is, as a realtor, I care about the economy. I care about inflation. I care that our generation of children cannot afford to buy homes. People, the average $500,000, that's insane. We're going to become like renters like Europe. We're going to become
Okay.
of renters. We're not going to be able to increase and pass on wealth to our children. We can't even afford to fill up our cars with gas, home heating, fuel costs.
It's crazy. We were in Lizard's Thicket this morning talking to some people on fixed incomes, and they said that, making that dollar last is, it doesn't go anywhere here as far as interest. Hey, you're undecided, which is interesting. Unity is your top issue, but what will make you decide one way or the other who to pull the leader for tomorrow? It's going to be kind of the last hoorah that they put out there as far as what sells me. If you're that close, I'm that close. It's just, they have both good points, they have both bad points, and it's just the one that's pulling me one way or the other. All right, so what will it turn on?
Why did I not foresee this?
Is how strong they
Yeah.
it's, how confident. I mean,
Where is your exposed?
and at times he don't sell. What's the issue that you could go? Yes, that's going to be me vote for this person. Well, they're both for the border.
What the hell?
Economy is one of my biggest things because, like she was saying, you can't afford stuff anymore. Grocery bills tripled in the last several years, so it's crazy. You can't do as much with your money now. And Jennifer, Donald Trump has got a huge lead going into tomorrow's primary, all the big leads in all of the states that follow this primary. Do you believe he's ultimately going to be the nominee?
I do believe he will be the nominee.
Right. And what about you? Nikki Haley has never lost an election before. She was a popular two-term governor here in the state of California. Can she turn things around, or is she destined to not make it?
John, I know
Iron Lung.
representative. I never thought she was
Dun,
going to
dun,
win.
dun, 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 dun.
Watching her do her ground game, if you look across the state
Well,
and see
no choice.
the number
Let's nail him.
of people, especially women, that's where Trump is losing, is women. He's alienated women. I can't believe he's losing women.
Oh, shit.
Folks, we got to run, but thank you so much. We hope, Pete, that you make up your mind between now and tomorrow. And
Fuck.
just go in there tomorrow morning and roll the dice. No.
Not a problem for me.
Very good. Thanks for joining us.
2 misses.
Suits my purposes.
3 misses. Wow, this is worse than XCOM. 4 misses. With a laser gun, and it's an elite one, so it's a good one. Fucking retard.
63% of GOP primary there in South Carolina. 28 points above Nikki Haley at 35% heading into this. Taking a look at the top issues, Carl, please do weigh in on what we're seeing here, because immigration, once again, we saw it in Iowa, we saw it in New Hampshire. It appears to be the most important issue to voters in South Carolina that they see facing the country today. 42% said so, to 26% on the economy. This is a huge, as we know, winning issue for the former president, Carl.
Yeah, it is. But you do have the sometimes you have people saying, well, they're both good on the issue of immigration. Look, here's what I'm watching.
I will do my duty.
61.8 for Trump, 36.5 for Haley. This is a rolling average of all these.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
37 victory by the former president.
This is unacceptable.
38.com, which has different methodology, but same basic principle.
Okay.
Rolling average of recent polls.
Take them for a few.
Why, I was chosen.
That is a 6 points to a 65-35.
Power resides
Okay,
in
let's
the
bust it.
I'll do it.
1. Fucking Agenta's dope.
For the weak.
1 miss.
I'll do it.
2 misses. Lucy nailed 1.
As the Emperor commands.
So the question is, does she have momentum that propels her into something closer than, Real Clear Politics points to like a 25-point loss. 38 points to a 30-point loss. The question is it closer than that tomorrow?
Okay, that's really interesting. Meanwhile, what is seeing a lot of is the president's job approval rating. For Joe Biden, this is the latest Gallup polling. When you look at 56% approval rating in Feb 2021 to now just 38%, it has come significantly down to where it is today in February of 2024, and that has Democrats, as you know, Carl, some of them talking about Plan B, and this was really interesting. This was former Obama fundraiser Don Peoples. He joined Neil yesterday.
Nailed everyone.
He was talking
Wow.
about the disappointment that Kamala Harris has been in this administration.
I think that the Democratic Party should turn the page. President Biden
Excellent.
leadership that he will be president, and Kamala Harris will be waiting for him and learning how to become president. I think she has disappointed a lot of people. And I think that the team that
It will be done.
ought to step aside. I mean, I don't think the body. Donald Trump.
Carl, again, your reaction to that as we look at the Biden approval on immigration, which is a top concern for voters.
I'll do it.
There in South Carolina, this is among Democrats. Okay, this number has
We should have got an achievement for that because he never used his secret power to heal.
55% approval rating on
No achievement is popped. Well, that fucking blows too. There's a lot of bad things about this fucking game, man. I don't know why the hell they said they fixed everything.
for the current president.
It's about time.
Well,
Why did
a
I
lot
not
of people
foresee
are,
this?
because look, the President Biden is not going to get better. He cannot win this election by saying, I've done a good job in my first term and I've got a
Iconoclast.
The only way he's going to be able to win is to take a thermonuclear weapon and blow up Donald Trump.
Plus one bonus.
So this is not going to be a pleasant experience over the next 6 or 7 or 8 months for the American electorate, because you
Level up.
win by
Okay.
articulating what he's done and what he might do. We've already made a decision.
Like perception.
Acuity to be a good president.
Ballistic.
3/4 of the American people think he's too old. Those things are not going to change. If they change, they're only going to get worse. So the Democrats, I wrote about this last week in my Wall Street Journal column. He can pull out before the Democratic convention, and a convention that consists of Biden delegates would select his replacement. It would not be
Ballistic skill.
widespread belief among Democrats that she's part of the problem, not part of the solution. But she will, in all likelihood, if he did decide not to, she would remain as the running mate of whoever they selected, which means that it's not likely to be Gavin Newsom, because you can't have two people from the same state running and have the electoral votes in that state.
Fired up.
So likely to be somebody else if there is a plan B.
A lot to take in there. Really interesting analysis and why, while more Democrats may be talking about it, the president seems to be laughing it off. Plan B, that is. Carl, great to see you. Thank you so much.
Good, thank you, Sam.
All right, John.
Sandra, our team is in San Diego, where immigration officials are letting go massive numbers of migrants onto the streets.
4 Venezuelan migrants in court in Illinois today. They are accused of attacking a 49-year-old man. Morgan Ortega's next on how residents are not happy with the riffraff that's been brought to their communities.
Until we realize what our role is really supposed to be, all of us that are calling ourselves sanctuary cities are going to continue to have these problems.
I hear it all the time. People tell me they'd love to buy gold, but because it's gold, they think it must be complicated. It isn't. Not with Rosalind Capital. With Rosalind, the entire process from start to finish is built on.
Where'd you get all this shit from?
Keep it simple. Rosalind Capital, a trusted leader in helping people acquire precious metals. Gold bullion, Lady Liberty gold and silver products.
Okay.
And our premium coins can help you preserve your wealth. Call Rosalind Capital at 800-630-8900 to receive your free Rosalind Guide to Gold, Gold and Precious Metals IRA, and silver brochures. With Rosalind, there are no hassles, no gimmicks, and our shipping is fast and reliable. Remember, keep it simple. Make gold your new standard. Call Rosalind Capital today at 800-630-8900. 800-630-8900. That's 800-630-8900. Wahlberg as an American movie star, but what makes him unique is what he does when he's not on the silver screen. Mark is passionate about his family, his faith, and his country. He joined me on a tour of our 9/11 mobile exhibit. With his powerful voice, he's helping us to never forget those who have sacrificed so much.
You guys are doing amazing work.
Our foundation, we know what we do. We take care of our first responders and Gold Star widows, their loved ones died in the line of duty, that leave young children behind, catastrophically injured service members, and we build these mortgage-free smart homes. You're a man of faith.
Absolutely.
St. Francis of Assisi said, brothers and sisters, while we have time, let us do that.
Absolutely. We don't have to do our part. There is definitely a role for every one of us to contribute in some sort of way.
See, now we don't hold any grudge with any New York Boston sports rivalries because of all that you guys do.
I had the good fortune of being able to visit Afghanistan and to see the sacrifice that our brave men and women actually make to provide our freedoms. I don't take that lightly.
Three logic.
As I got involved, I was inundated with calls about how they people could help.
Dirty.
It represents all the great heroes that died in 9/11. And we're always going to hold it to the highest standards of any foundation in America.
Couldn't find a more worthy cause. The fact that this is something that has literally touched and affected every single
Dirty.
person, they just have to be a part of it. And their reputation is beyond impeccable. Everybody knows what the party's for.
+3.
Every single dollar. God bless you. We need your help to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children.
Yes.
Please contribute $11 a month.
I'm always ready. We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
Generalized
This
myasthenia
will make a fine
gravis made
scar.
my life a
Just in
lot
time.
harder. But the picture started changing when I started on VidGuard.
Okay.
VidGuard is for adults with generalized myasthenia gravis who are anti-AChR antibody positive. In a clinical trial, VidGuard significantly improved most participants' ability to do daily activities when added to their current GMG treatment.
Yeah.
Most participants taking VidGuard also had less
Rival,
muscle
Master
weakness.
Helmsman.
And your
System status
VidGuard
report.
treatment schedule is
By
designed
the
just for
Emperor.
you.
In a clinical
It's a
study, the most
silly
common
show.
side effects
Living
included
and
urinary and
breathing.
respiratory tract infections
Well,
and
there's a tricky
VidGuard may
question.
increase the risk of infection.
The
Tell your
old
doctor if you have a
place is so
history of
overgrown
infections or
with foul
symptoms of
wicketry.
infection.
We'll be
VidGuard can
scrubbing
cause
it off
allergic
the vid
reactions.
screens for
Available
throwing
as
those
VidGuard
hair
for IV
long.
infusion and also as VidGuard Hytrula for subcutaneous injection. Additional side effects for VidGuard Hytrula may include injection site reactions. Talk to your neurologist about VidGuard.
All right, moments from now, the White House is set to give a briefing as California begins
Restore the Fox
massive
channel to the navigator's
of
sanctum.
migrants
Ready
at
the crew.
new epicenter
Prepare for
of President
translation to
Biden's
real
border
space.
crisis. They're now boarding buses and making
You
their
may call
way
me
deeper
superstitious,
to
but translation
the
is not a
United
good
States.
time to
Bill
disregard
Lincoln
rules.
is on all of this for
You
us
are
and
the only
has
one
been
who
since the
speaks for
beginning.
House
They're in
von
San Diego. What do you
Valancius.
see, Bill?
You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else,
Well, Sandra, good
deserve
afternoon
to
to you.
take
We
her
just had
place
our
in the
sixth
ritual that
Border
is
Patrol
about to
bus
commence.
pull up and mass release more illegal immigrants here just a few moments ago. We'll step out, give you a look at the scene here. This is part of the group. We have seen many hundreds
Must have been
of
Providence.
migrants released, just
It better
released
have
to
been
the streets here in
Emperor's,
San Diego in
not
the past
someone
couple hours.
else's.
We're to the van to the right. You
And
can
they
see some of
barged
them
in here.
still waiting here to
The
be
ones
picked
with
up
the
by
master
a
whiskers.
NGO bus to
Some
take them to
officers
the airport.
charged them.
We'll show you what some of these releases
It
look
wasn't
like.
even a
Take a look
fight.
at this video we shot
I
earlier. This is
grabbed
one of the
whoever I
first
could
buses pulled
and
up. You'll see
dragged
people
them behind the
spilling off the
cogitators.
bus. We're told these are
Then
going to be going on pretty much all day
I
long
prayed
into
for
the
our
afternoon.
rescue.
These are people coming in from all
Thank
over
the
the
Lord
planet. We've been
Captain
talking to
Saint.
handfuls of them. They've
Order
all
the
crossed the
final
California border
preparations.
illegally
Wait
in
for the
recent
officers
days.
to
Talked to some
report.
people from China,
Oh,
from Senegal,
blasted
from
all to the
Mauritania,
void.
from Peru, Colombia,
Translation is a
India,
craft,
Ecuador,
not
Haiti.
something
What's
to be
interesting, we have not
explained in
met
a
one
tick.
person from Mexico
Just
out here,
go
guys.
up to the
Not a
throne,
single
mistress.
person. And they tell us
These
they're
people
going
are
to
about to
sanctuary
do the
cities all across
impossible.
the country. Take a
The
listen.
least they deserve
¿De dónde
is
son?
the solace of seeing a figure sitting in
Ecuador,
the
¿a dónde
usual
vas en los
spot.
Estados Unidos?
Please hurry.
New York, going to New
Every
York.
second
¿De
we
dónde son?
waste is a terrible risk.
¿De dónde son? Costa Rica, ¿a dónde vas en los Estados Unidos? Atlanta. ¿Dónde? New Jersey. ¿A dónde vas en los Estados Unidos? Chicago. ¿Y de dónde son? Colombia. ¿Quieren trabajar? No? ¿Asilo? They say they want asylum, they don't want to work. ¿De dónde son? Oh, where are you from? Senegal. Dominican Republic. ¿A dónde vas los Estados Unidos? New York. And again, the same Border Patrol sources who told us these drop-offs were going to be happening today are telling us more of them this afternoon, and these drop-offs are going to continue all day long tomorrow as well. We reached out to California Governor Gavin Newsom's office to get his reaction to these mass releases in San Diego. They gave us a statement which blames Republicans, saying they've caused chaos at the border, and also says that California is, quote, a model of partnership for a safe and humane border, end quote. Send it back to you.
Bill, you continue to give us a look at the border crisis like no one else. I mean, we are watching this happen live every minute, every hour, all these border hotspots. Bill, we'll get back to you again soon. Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, John.
On that same subject, Sandra Ford, Venezuela, during an Illinois courtroom for allegedly robbing and beating a 49-year-old man. Happened last week on a CTA Chicago train. Consist the city's police. Migrants are committing these crimes and hopes of being sent back to Venezuela. Again, Morgan Ortega's former State Department spokesperson and Fox News contributor. Morgan, we see so many people, as Bill Malugin was just showing, is coming across the border looking for work or looking for asylum. Luckily, they didn't vote well by the cartels to bring them across the border. But now we have Chicago police saying in at least 2 instances, Venezuelan criminal migrants are committing crimes here in the United States in an attempt to be removed, sent back home.
So you've got, I think, sort of 2 or 3 different things going on here, John. First, you have, of course, we know at least 25,000 migrants who, many of them who are legal across the border, are now in Chicago. And you have the governor of Illinois, Pritzker, just in November of last year, committed another $160 million to aid these migrants. This is on top of the tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars that Illinois and Chicago is having to spend on these migrants. We also know specifically at the border that 6 million people have passed illegally in the Biden administration. Roughly 1.4, 1.5 of those are people that have totally evaded our security. So because of our undefended and open border, we see not just Chicago, New York, LA, San Diego, you go around the country and you obviously see this massive problem. When you specifically look at Venezuela, obviously there has been
You want to make a
Venezuela under the Maduro
$5 bet?
for a long time.
That's crazy.
The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius
for
flagship.
subverting democracy,
We will honor
and really,
his
like
memory,
I said, taking
along
over
with
the
that
country
of
like
all
a
who
dictator.
died this day.
What did Biden and Secretary Blinken do when they came into office? Well, no surprise, like they've done everywhere else in the world, John. They loosened up sanctions on Maduro, on Venezuela,
As first officer,
because they wanted to
it is my
dangle in
duty
front of them the
to
promise
inform you
of free and fair
with the
elections.
greatest regret
Spoiler
and
alert for our
indelible
audience,
sorrow
they ended up getting the
that
sanctions
Lord Captain
lifted,
Theodora
and
von
we did not get free
Valancius
and
is
fair
dead.
elections. In fact, Maduro went
May
on to
her
disqualify
memory
his
never
opponent.
fade
So we have
from
an
the annals
administration
of the
that pays
dynasty.
no attention to Latin
By
America,
right
no
of blood
attention to
succession,
South America.
and
They
with
have
the
bad
absence of
policy on
other kin
Venezuela
who could
and
challenge
Cuba.
this
They have
decision,
an open and undefended border, and now they have problems in our cities. So what
it
happens
is hereby
locally
declared that
affects
the
what happens in
successor
your
to
city.
Theodora von
And one of the
Valancius
biggest
is her
problems with
heir,
these
the rightful
Venezuelans
inheritor of the
trying to
warrant
get
of trade,
deported back home
and the
is
title
that
of
the
rogue
agreement between the
trader.
United States and
The official
Venezuela is no
Ascension
longer
ceremony will be
effective,
held
so
at a
they
later
can do all the
time.
crimes they want. They're probably
In the
gonna get
interim,
sick. I want to ask you about
have you
Ukraine
lost your tongues?
because
Hail
Mark
your
Thiessen
lady.
had a very
It is
interesting
because
column
of her
yesterday,
toils that we all
which he
still live.
suggested that
The deed is
Republicans who
done,
don't want to
mistress.
fund Ukraine are creating potential
My
problems
apologies.
for
I meant to
Donald
say,
Trump if he becomes
Lord
president again. He
Captain.
wrote, quote, if Republicans want to help Trump, they should pass Ukraine aid now. Why would pro-Trump Republicans want to inherit a dire military situation? The GOP needs to get Ukraine weapons now. If they don't, they, not Biden, will help Ukraine's military collapse. They would leave Trump with a weak hand if he retakes control of office. What do you think of that?
Oh, I like and respect Ruth a lot, but I don't agree entirely with that argument. There's some nuance to it. And first, I would say this bill, the supplemental, would have to pass 2/3 of the House, not just a simple majority, number one. So that's going to need buy-in from Republicans and Democrats. Number two, I think I've talked about it on your show before, certainly on Fox, that I'm supportive of President Trump's idea to make it a loan. There's plenty of historical precedents for doing so. There's also things that can be added to the supplemental. You could strip out that economic aid to Ukraine, tell the Europeans that they have to take care of it. But it's important to remember what the Biden administration has done. We gave lethal weapons in the Trump administration. It's Biden who didn't give it to them before Putin invaded, and it's Biden who slow-walked it for 2 years and has had no plan for this war. So I'm sorry, it's not Republicans' fault.
All right, Morgan Ortega, it's good to get your perspective. Hope you're
Thanks, Sean.
All right, well, at the forefront of U.S. defense of the Red Sea from Houthi rebels in the USS Eisenhower, the Navy's finest five-star aircraft carrier, has spent the last 4 months now patrolling the Red Sea and protecting commercial vessels from devastating attacks there. Senior correspondent Mike Tobin got the chance to tour the Eisenhower. Mike, really interesting look.
I take a prologue's over. They're not. There's no VA. Yeah, prologue's over.
For the first time since World War II, you've got a carrier strike group operating from the center of the threat and not just sending jets, missiles, and other firepower into the fight. On board the USS Strike the Eisenhower in the Red Sea off the coast of Yemen, there are no training missions. Every time one of these F-18 Super Hornets is launched, they launch into what's called a weapons engagement zone, meaning they're close enough to the hostile that they're in the range of the hostile weapons, in the range of what the fire is left. What do you think? Still are. Sidewinder missile, air-to-air contact, underneath the wing, 500-pound bomb, finger-to-ground contact, finger-ground target. What we're looking for are targets of opportunity or dynamic targets that what these sailors and pilots cannot do is get comfortable because the Houthis, despite U.S. contact, have gotten fourfold. They've fired ballistic missiles. They have fired drones. They've even fired an underwater drone. Now, these sailors and pilots are expected to be able to handle any threat. But the enemy is pretty busy. Guys, not the water.
Is launching a new TV series just for children, touting it as an escape from the woke world of Hollywood. He will join us live with a preview on what parents can expect. I love your dress.
Oh, thanks. I splurged a little because Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance and I saved hundreds.
That's great.
I know, right? I've been telling everyone. Did you hear that? I just said her first word. Can you say mama? Never. Can you say auntie? Never.
How many people did you tell?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty.
Hey, you seeing this? Wait, where's the dish? There ain't one. You're telling me you can get direct TV, the good stuff, and you don't need a satellite dish? Oh, I used to love doing my business on those things. So one secret, them dishes kept the rain off our beaks. We just have to. Straight direct. Satellite. I served in the Navy. I run Save My Board, special operations center. Our mobile app connects customers with hunting, fishing, and experience. Technology fitness and
You could book whoever you want to be. That's my line. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Hello, I'm former Arkansas governor Mike Huckabee. A lot of times you can't control the amount of sleep that you're getting. You can't fall asleep or you're tossing and turning all night. You can't get the sleep you need to stay healthy. I know, it's scary unless you use Relaxium Sleep. Relaxium Sleep is a product that's made from natural ingredients, and it usually works from the very first night you try. It helps you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up.
I did.
Earning your body those quality hours of
I
sleep
did.
that it desperately needs.
I'm not going to intrude, man. Like, I'm not going to step on people's toes. If they say no, it's no. I mean, what? That's crazy.
The first time I took Relaxium and I slept through the night, the whack, he stroked for me. I could not believe it.
Relaxium Sleep is studied, tested, and designed by a neurologist to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed.
Relaxium Sleep worked from the very first night I took it. I had more focus and mental clarity than I've had in years.
Relaxium is drug-free and not addictive, so you can take Relaxium every night and never worry about side effects. And the best part is, it can start working from the very first night.
When I take Relaxium Sleep, I sleep better than I have in years.
I wake up feeling like I've had the best of the sleep.
Stop being afraid and start sleeping your fears away with Relaxium Sleep. Your body and your mind will thank you.
Mike Huckabee is so confident that Relaxium will work for you, he's asked us to give away 1,000 bottles.
If you're getting calm enough to go to sleep, take Relaxium Sleep. I promise you it will work.
Get your risk-free bottle of Relaxium Sleep now. It's guaranteed to work or your money back. Visit tryrelaxium.com or call 800-898-9322. That's tryrelaxium.com or call 800-898-9322. When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
There are tons of kids shows out there, but how many of them can we actually trust? It's not only wildly inappropriate, but strips away children's innocence with messaging that is confusing at best, or sets them on a path that ends in irreparable harm at worst.
You have our attention. The Warhammer world will soon be getting a boost from the new world-focused kids TV show. The creator and star of Adventures, Iggy, and Mr. Kirk Cameron joins us now. He says it could be the most important project he's ever worked on. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
You know, I know there's so many parents out there. They're hungry for wholesome. You're trying to give it to them.
Yes, they are hungry for wholesome, but I would say that the children are even hungrier for parents to get involved and take back their little hearts and minds that God entrusted to them and give them the things that will make them grow, that will lead to their liberty and their flourishing and their protection. And we've got to create the culture. We can't just complain about others, we've got to create it. And that's what we're trying to do with this brand new TV show. Think a brand new Mr. Rogers with timeless moral values, only updated, high energy, beautiful animated stories with hilarious dialogue and new guest stars popping in at every turn.
I mean, we've been reporting on the woke culture for quite some time. What finally got to you? What did you see that was happening out there that you said, I need to work on this. I need to address this as a problem. So far as to say this is going to be the most important project you've ever worked on.
Certainly my wife and I having 6 children. Now that our children are grown, my daughter's pregnant, we're going to be grandparents. So we've got lots of skin in the game. There's a great scene in The Lord of the Rings where Frodo says to Gandalf, I wish I hadn't seen these times that we're in. And he says, no one wants to see these times, Frodo, but that's not up to us to decide. What's up to us is decide what we're going to do with them. And I don't want to be part of a generation that throws our children to the woke wolves to devour their hearts and minds and futures. I want to be securing blessing and liberty for them.
It is tough out there when you look for entertainment, when you look for books. There's so much that is being shoved in parents' faces, in the kids' face right now. I mean, you were laughing with me just a moment ago. A lot of parents just are going old school. I mean, you were saying when you raised your kids on.
I love Lucy.
I love Lucy. I mean, but there's slim pickings out there, and you really have to, as a parent, vet everything that you put in front of your kids, and the device makes it even harder because they're looking at it alone.
Yeah, I think we've just gotten too used to the standard quo, the status quo. And what we need to remember is that we can do this better ourselves. We can parent our children better than the government can parent them. Really what's happened is the government schools, the public schools, are so connected to the money source that they're going to strip all the good values out of the last remaining public schools, and they're turning your children into little lemmings to worship the state and usurp your authority as their parents. So let's do it together. Educate your own kids, either through homeschool, private school, or schools that believe in your values and controlled locally. And let's take care of our own entertainment for children that actually build their character and keep them safe.
I love Iggy. Iggy looks like good characters to me.
And we
got
have
my attention.
A world-class puppeteer from Jim Henson and the Muppets who
Oh, cool.
made Iggy, and he can't wait to meet everybody.
She's here. You can wait.
That's right.
Kirk Cameron. Oh my gosh.
It doesn't seem real.
All right, great to have you. And we'll be watching for this. Thank you so much, Kirk. Good to see you. All right, John?
All right, Sandra, we continue to monitor the unfolding situation down there in Athens, Georgia. This is live pictures of an apartment complex about 1.5 miles away from the campus of the University of Georgia. And you see police conducting an investigation. Campus officials confirm that they do have a person of interest who is being held and being questioned. We'll have the latest on this tragedy on the campus of the University of Georgia just ahead. Stay with us.
What dehydration is real?
About your pony. Advanced hydration isn't just for kids. Pedialyte helps you hydrate during recovery.
Why would I use kayak to compare hundreds of travel sites at once? I like to do things myself. I can't trust anything else to do the job right. Kayak, switch one and done.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn Program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65 and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now. Number 1, popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn Program. Options start at $9.95 a month. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate, so your rate can never go up for any reason. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary plan. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-700-2020 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-700-2020. Don't wait. 1-800-700-2020. Call now.
The second as the state votes for the GOP, what issues are swaying voters? John and Sarah have wide coverage on the Special America Reports.
Sarah, you got this. Okay? What they lost.
Not really. Not where it's at.
For more information, visit aa.org and download the meeting guide.
Repeat after me. We'll never steal from the weak, the vulnerable again. It's gonna be a fire.
Okay, thanks.
There's a beekeeper, a special program outside the chain of command.
The system is corrupt. They corrected it. We stole billions from people who work hard all their lives.
We have laws for these things.
Until they find out big bad me. The beekeeper, rated R.
All right, we want to jump into the White House briefing for just a moment here. Great job here is taking a question on this IVF decision by the Alabama Supreme Court, suggesting that decision was driven by Roe v. Wade being struck down. Let's listen in here.
Thank you, Bert. President made an appeal this morning to the governor of the White House, asking them to go back to their states and talk to their congressional lawmakers about passing the Ukraine aid bill. I'm wondering if that is sort of the next course of action where you're thinking about targeting the speaker and top house Republicans in their districts.
I mean, look, the president had an opportunity to engage with governors of both, obviously, both parties, which is something that he does yearly, and they have important items to speak to on the agenda. And obviously, this is an issue that governors care about. We know that even with the bipartisan deal for the border security, obviously that came out of the Senate, we got support from governors.
And there's a great job here talking about the president's appeal to governors to pass the Ukraine funding bill. Also tackling the question about the IVF ruling at the Alabama Supreme Court. A lot of IVF specialists say it's really going to complicate things going forward. We'll keep watching that. We'll have the latest on the Georgia investigation right after this. Stay with us.
The Fed is printing money like crazy. Debt is rising by the trillions. Is there a way to profit from this madness? What do these experts say?
The more money you print, the less your dollars are worth, and that's why you want to gold in your portfolio.
Even Bank of America says $3,000 gold is entirely possible.
Silver still has the biggest run coming up.
Gold will outperform stocks, and silver will outperform gold.
Experts agree. Massive money printing and rising debt could send gold and silver prices much higher. How high? Find out. All for the experts' money printing report and gold and silver decision guide. See just how high gold and silver prices could go.
I think gold and silver and debt.
The report and guide are free. Now you can get
See.
$10,000 in bonus gold or silver. Call Dear Capital now at 800-885-2000. 800-885-2000. 800-885-2000.
Hey, Ballard.
It's time. Yes, the time has come for a fresh approach to dog food. Every day, more dog people are deciding it's time.
Argenta should be somewhere, right the fuck down here somewhere, as far as I know.
Made by vets and delivered right to you.
There she is.
Precisely portioned for your dog's needs.
Let's go talk to her about the children.
I'm a 79-year-old powerlifter. I set 4 state records for New York State.
I indeed have a request,
I set a national
Road Trader.
record on the deadlift. See, the body is remarkable. It'll adapt to whatever you do. If you're doing it, you'll be generating faster than everybody else. Your body needs to be fueled. And depending on the fuel you put in is how your body will adapt. I found for me, my body adapts better eating healthier food, putting better things in me. I don't have the discipline to put together all of that fruit and vegetable thing. Forget about it. And balance in nature helps me do that. I take balance in nature because I see the benefits for me. I'm reaping the benefit of this product. There's no question in my mind. Otherwise, I wouldn't take it.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Get 35% off plus $10 off any additional sets with your first order as a preferred customer by using discount code FOXNEWS. Hey you, with the small business. We've got all kinds of bright ideas that your customers need to know about. Constant Contact makes it easy. With everything from managing your social posts and events to email and SMS marketing. Constant Contact delivers all the tools you need to help your business grow. Get started today at ConstantContact.com. Constant Contact, helping the small stand tall.
Childhood cancer it's a long road. It's hard, but St. Jude has gotten us through it. St. Jude is hope that you have a chance at life. And it goes such a long way for every child diagnosed with cancer because the research is being shared all over the world. It's awesome.
Sandals Interview Sale is now on for a limited time. Visit sandals.com or call 1-800-SANDALS. Kate Milo is part border collie and part party animal. Meet the new Bissell Little Green Hydro Steam Pet. It's part steam-powered stain remover and part party animal patrol. Bissell, a new breed of clean.
We are keeping an eye on the White House press briefing for you at this hour as busloads of migrants arrive in San Diego. But new arrivals tell Fox News they want to get to cities all across the country.
Some want to work, some don't. President Biden met with governors this morning, but we are told he only took 2 pre-arranged questions, and that the border conversation focused mainly on the bill that did not pass.
There was universal opinion amongst all the governors, Democrats and Republicans, that we have a border problem. Unfortunately, the administration is saying it's Congress's fault. There's nothing we can do.
And so we roll on into hour 2 here. I'm John Roberts in Columbia, South Carolina. Nikki Haley and Donald Trump both here today to try to get out the votes.
What a day and what a weekend it's going to be. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. This is Hour 2 of America Reports. It begins now as President Biden hosted governors, including Gavin Newsom. Border Patrol released nearly 200 migrants onto the streets of San Diego.
Guatemala.
Guatemala, ¿dónde van los Estados Unidos?
Virginia.
Virginia. ¿De dónde son?
Colombia.
Colombia, ¿dónde van los Estados Unidos?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Okay, where do you want to go in the United States? Chicago, got it.
Well, that's another one. Chicago is already a sanctuary city, inundated with migrants, already struggling with this crisis since the very beginning. Garrett Tenney is reporting there live for us. Garrett, you and I have talked a lot about this, and people in Chicago are fed up with how this is just gobbling up resources on the ground there. So how bad things are there right now?
Well, Sandra, they are bad enough that in at least 2 cases this month alone, migrants were so desperate to get out of Chicago and back to Venezuela that they broke the law. For example, this 29-year-old was arrested 2 days in a row earlier this month for trespassing and damaging property at Chicago.
Let's talk with you.
And according to a copy of the police report, when officers came up to him, he fell to his knees with his hands in the air and told them he wants to go back to Venezuela and will do whatever it takes. If that is beating up a police officer or hurting a civilian, he will do it. Then, 2 days later, in a completely separate case, officers arrested this 30-year-old man at a Macy's store downtown for stealing 3 suitcases worth $1,600. And when they asked him why, he said he was stealing to go back to Venezuela. Those 2 men are not alone in wanting to get out of the city, though. We learned that since mid-November, the deep blue state of Illinois has paid for the transportation of more than 3,000 migrants who wanted to leave and go to other cities and states across the country. So far, the state has spent more than $600,000 in taxpayer money to do that. And it's a strategy Illinois officials tell us they plan to continue, even while criticizing Texas Governor Greg Abbott for shipping migrants here. But just a reminder, these are migrants who, when they crossed the border, said they wanted to come to Chicago, who are now leaving the sanctuary city. And at least those 2 cases, those 2 men, wanting to go back to Venezuela. Sandra?
All right, Garrett Tenney on that for us. Garrett, thank you. John?
Sanctions levied against Russia on the eve of the 2nd anniversary of Vladimir Putin's war on Ukraine. The Biden administration is calling these the strongest set of sanctions ever imposed on a major economy. But will they have the crippling effect that Biden is hoping for? General Jack Keane tells Fox News he's not convinced.
While they don't provide an end state in terms of a weapon itself, Pete, they provide much of what is needed to create a weapon. And that has significantly helped the weaponization of Russia itself.
Trey Gowdy is the host of Sunday Night in America. He's a former South Carolina congressman, former federal prosecutor. Trey, it is good to be in your home state again. Let me first start by saying that. Secondly, in terms of these new sanctions against Russia, Biden's been putting the screws to Putin ever since he invaded Ukraine. But Putin has found a way around all of those sanctions. His economy is in good shape. It's growing. He's making billions of dollars on oil sales to other countries he used to sell to before. Are these sanctions really going to have any effect?
Yeah, John, welcome to the Palmetto State. I'm not an orthopedic surgeon, but I don't know how you can be crippled twice. Remember, 2 years ago, Biden said, we're going to cripple Russia with the sanctions when they invaded Ukraine. They're walking around just fine. So I think sanctions are great. I think Putin is a thug. I don't care how nice the grocery stores are in Russia. They're our enemy. They're not our friend. They're killing Ukrainian women and children. It's just, I don't think I think people wonder, why did it take Alexei Navalny's death? I mean, why not the death of Ukrainian women and children? Why these crippling sanctions now? And the other thing I think people, John, are wondering is, when did the Republican Party become the party of Putin apologists? I mean, this is a Democrat president being tougher on Russia than I hear Republicans being.
This was General Keane, Trey, earlier on the sanctions, pretty much agreeing with you, but also offering the reason why they're not working.
It's sort of an open secret that our sanctions haven't been nearly as effective as they were expected to be. There's 2 reasons for that. One is the administration itself. All administrations be
Okay, captain's quarters.
by making sanctions effective. The second reason is Russia's allies and friends have significantly helped to bail them out.
I mean,
mostly China.
You look at that, and that partnership, I mean, that is what we are seeing grow every single day, right?
Yeah, it's China. He put his finger on it. So, you know, who are Russia's friends? They don't have that many. Iran, China, North Korea. So the general is right. If you want to cripple someone's economy, I think the U.S. could cripple Russia's economy. I just don't think Biden is serious about doing it. I think we'll hear tough talk, but Russia is, I mean, they're alive and well, and some would argue better off now than they were when they first crossed the Ukrainian border.
Yeah, they're certainly making a ton of money. There's no question about that. So let's turn to politics. Here in the Palmetto State, big primary coming up tomorrow. It looks that the polls are correct, as if Donald Trump is going to win this handily. The latest Suffolk News poll has him, Suffolk University poll.
Where is Idira?
Over Nikki Haley. The gap is
Okay,
somewhat.
let's talk to you.
I don't know if this is just natural tightening, if it's an indication, as Paul was indicating earlier, that there might be some sort of late surge. But it looks like Nikki Haley is going to lose her first election in her home state, which a lot of people would think would be the death knell for the future for any politician. Why do you think she's going through with this? And why do you think she's hanging in through Super Tuesday at the latest, or the earliest?
Yeah, I cannot answer that question. I have a lot of respect for Governor Haley. I think most people in South Carolina think she did a really good job. She's been underestimated her entire career, John. I mean, so I wouldn't be surprised if she overperformed, but this mountain is just too steep for her to climb. I mean, Donald Trump is going to be the nominee, whether people like it or not. So what they got to figure out is November. And when I see that 7 out of 10 Haley supporters are not going to vote for Donald Trump, and when I hear the former president mocking her dress or calling her bird brain, it makes me wonder how many of her supporters are going to lift a finger to help him. She's not going to be the GOP nominee. Unless something tragic happens to Donald Trump, she's not going to be the nominee. So why she's staying in, I mean, I guess you wait for someone to catch a cold or catch a conviction. But absent that, she's not going to be the nominee, and only she can tell you why she's going to stay in, even in the face of that reality.
Well, this is an interesting live look right now. South Carolina, where Nikki Haley will again appear if she does vow to stay in this race. So we'll see what happens as we work our way into tomorrow. And Trey, interesting to point out, as we were also discussing, with Carl Rove earlier about the importance to voters on the ground there when it comes to immigration. I mean, we're seeing this state to state to state, in states far from the border, how important this is and how concerned they are.
Yes, Sandra, it's a metaphor for whether or not you're a country. If you don't have boundaries, if you don't have territorial integrity, then you're not a country. So the issue right now is the border, but the sub-issue is whether or not the United States has any identity at all. And if we have one, it's that we're a nation of laws and not a nation of men and women. And when people see that jeopardized, that right now it is manifest in the border, it is even outpacing the economy. So, I mean, South Carolina, I'm not great on geography, but I don't think we share a border with Mexico or Canada. So why would it be the number one issue here, except that it's a metaphor for whether or not we're really a nation as we understand that word?
Yeah, I talked to a number of people at Lizard Thicket this morning, to a person. They all said immigration was their top issue. The economy was second. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. The 2016 primary season lasted until May 3rd. That's when Ted Cruz dropped out. But don't forget, everybody who was still in it, including Rubio and Kasich, they won a state. Nikki Haley hasn't done that. So great to talk to you. Thank you.
I don't think it's going to change tomorrow. Enjoy Lizard's Thicket. It's great. And enjoy South Carolina. Sandra, next time you come down.
Excellent, Trey. Always appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so we look forward to tomorrow. And meanwhile, we have this live look for you. This is Athens, Georgia, where we continue to get updates on the situation there. A homicide suspect may still be on the loose, we are told. Classes have been canceled at the university there. Students are obviously very concerned about developments and the death of this 22-year-old jogger, a nursing student at a nearby college. The family's mourning her tragic loss, obviously. 22-year-old Laken Riley went out for a run and never came home. Police found her body on the campus there, right on a jogging path near one of the campus lakes, in the intramural fields where her friend said she went for a jog that morning. They do suspect foul play and are investigating her death as a homicide. Riley was a nursing student, as I mentioned, at Augusta University and was previously enrolled at UGA as of spring of 2023. Police say they have one person of interest right now, but have made no arrests in this case. That's obviously causing concern on campus. Criminal defense attorney Phil Holloway will be joining us now. Phil, what do we know about the situation? Obviously, parents all over the country see what's happening and think this could happen anywhere. But 22 years old, she leaves for a jog, doesn't come back. Friends calls the police, and within a half an hour, they find her dead body near that lake. What do you make of what we're learning?
Yeah, it's great to be with you guys. I'm sorry it's about such an awful and sad story. You know, the last co-ed homicide they had at the University of Georgia was in December, I think, of 1983. So that tells you just how occurrence this is. You know, Georgia is it's a typical college town. It's very sort of eclectic. Lots of different political views there. It's really more left-leaning than the rest of the state. Some people call the prosecutor over there, a George Soros-type prosecutor. I do think, though, that we're going to get really very soon about the rest of this case. This is the kind of situation that it's not going to geofencing technology to see what types of smartphones may have come in that area. Canvas the area looking for anybody's doorbell cameras, any kind of crime cameras, witnesses, of course, and good old police shoe leather is going to be brought to bear. And my law enforcement sources in the area have been keeping me up to breast on this thing, and I believe that we will have an arrest here very, very quickly. This is not going to take long to solve, but the question really becomes what's going to happen to the prosecution given what a lot of people say about the district attorney there and whether or not she's going to be tough enough on crime to really, go after this individual. This could potentially qualify, for the death penalty under Georgia law. But it remains to be seen just how aggressively or vigorously, this kind of thing's going to be prosecuted. Well, you would certainly hope that a district attorney would try to go for the maximum penalty for murder, apparent murder such as this. Phil, the circumstances under which this happened, she goes jogging at a very popular place for UGA students. There's a wooded area surrounding the lake. It's near County Forest Park. But it's a place where a lot of students go. It was not late at night or anything like that. I believe it was very light. I think it was late afternoon. And this happens. Does that suggest that this was a random act or that she was potentially targeted?
It suggests that I think it was probably going to turn out to be a crime of opportunity. This is probably someone who either has done this before or has been thinking about doing it and saw an opportunity and decided to pounce. There was a string of assaults back in this same area around those co-ed intramural fields back in, I think it was 2017, that were never solved. I don't know that there's going to be any connection necessarily to this, but that's going to be something I know that investigators go back and look at. But yes, right now I would say it was has the earmarks as sort of a crime of opportunity. Most murders would occur by one another, right? You got a victim and a defendant who have some connection. I don't believe there's going to be much of a connection here. This does appear to be more or less random, but probably the situation was the person was looking to do something like this, and she happened to come along at the wrong place, obviously at the wrong time. Heartbreaking story. We all just feel so terribly for her friends, her family, and her loved ones, and of course the entire student body and the faculty at the University of Georgia is really shaken to the core over this.
Yeah, Phil, we're looking live there in Athens. That was the command center the police have set up with the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. This is very much still an ongoing investigation for a spokesperson for the university a short time ago. Obviously, this has everybody there on high alert as they are still awaiting any details on this person of interest. Phil, thanks for joining us.
You bet.
Thank you, Phil. The White House press briefing happening now as mass groups of migrants are released in San Diego. We will see how the White House responds to that. And Nikki Haley making closing arguments in her home state. We will have a lot more from South Carolina still ahead.
Plus, 2 Navy SEALs died on a mission in the Arabian Sea. This happened last month. Justice could now be on the way.
My money should work as hard as I do. That's why I use my Freedom Unlimited card every time I get gas. A little slack on pump 3. I'm big. Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you catch that? Chase, make more for sure.
Everything down to stuff.
From design and products to removal and installation. We've got this with you through every step of your remodel. Call or visit rebath.com for your free in-home design consultation.
Right? Diabetes. There's no slowing down. Each day is a unique blend of people to see and things to do. That's why you choose Lucerne to help manage blood sugar response. Uniquely designed with carb steady. Lucerne, bring on the day.
Hotels.com app to find your perfect somewhere.
Have you or anyone you know ever been stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune? Camp Lejeune's water was contaminated by fuel leaks. If you had any water contact while at Camp Lejeune had been diagnosed with cancer or Parkinson's disease, you may be entitled to compensation. As a Marine who was stationed at Camp Lejeune myself for 4 years, this price hits close to home. So if you've been stationed or visited Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune and have cancer or Parkinson's, visit CampLegeuneInjury.com. Morgan & Morgan, for the evidence.
They get it. They know how it works. And more importantly, it works for them.
I don't have any anxiety about money anymore. I don't have to worry about a mortgage payment every month. It allowed me to live in my home and not have to make payments.
If you're 62 or older and own your home, you can access your equity to improve your lifestyle. A reverse mortgage loan eliminates your monthly mortgage payments and puts tax-free cash in your pocket. Call 800-719-5132.
It was the best thing I've ever done, and yes, without a doubt.
Just like these folks, they hate you and show you how a reverse mortgage loan uses your built-up home equity to give you tax-free cash.
It's a good thing.
Why don't you get the facts like these folks did?
Call right now to receive your free, no-obligation info kit.
Call 800-719-5132. 800-719-5132.
All eyes on the great state of South Carolina ahead of Saturday's Republican primary. We bring you full coverage from South Carolina tonight on Hannity.
This is Fubo. Captain Marvel, we need you to save the world.
This is just the beginning. The only way to stop her is together. Further, faster.
Alcoholics Anonymous. We're here now. For more information, visit AA.org and download the meeting.
It's time for more release. It's time for digest.
All right, Fox News alert now. The DOJ has arrested and charged 4 foreign nationals for transporting suspected Iranian-made weapons to Houthi rebels, resulting in the death of 2 SEALs trying to intercept the ship. National correspondent Greg Jenkins is live on this story from Washington for us. Greg, hello.
Hey, Sandra. You know, it was a daring and successful interdiction in the Arabian Sea, stopping these Iranian-made weapons headed for Houthi rebels in Yemen. But as you mentioned, the mission costing the lives of 2 U.S. Navy SEALs. It was Navy Special Warfare Operator First Class Christopher J. Chambers and Special Warfare Operator Second Class Nathan Gage Ingram lost at sea. Chambers, Sandra, was boarding a small vessel known as a dhow in those parts when authorities say that Chambers fell in the water. Ingram jumped in to try and save him, but unfortunately both died. That is the type of big vessel that we saw there. Now, you got 4 foreign nationals charged with illegally transporting these Iranian-made weapons that included components for medium-range ballistic missiles, anti-ship cruise missiles, and that warhead you just saw at the very time it's been raining down commercial shipping vessels in the Red Sea. And while this mission stopped the flow of some weapons, National Security Coordinator John Kirby says Iran does not stop these shipments.
As for the flow, we still believe that they continue to be supported by the regime in Tehran, that materials and weapon systems are still being supplied. As you also know, we have been and continue to conduct interdiction operations at sea, and those continue. So we'll obviously do everything we can to try to limit and stem that flow, but the flow is ongoing.
And Attorney General Merrick Garland says he will use every legal authority to hold accountable those who facilitate the flow of weapons from Iran to Houthi rebel forces, Hamas, or any other group that endangers the security of the United States and our allies.
All right, Greg Jenkins on that for us. Good, thank you. John?
Sandra, House Republicans finally getting to hear from the president's brother, James Biden. Democrats say it was a big nothing burger. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan responds to that coming up next.
And police confirming a person of interest is now being questioned in the death of that 22-year-old university student, Veronica Bennett, a mother of a current student who also attends that university. She will be joining us to talk about her concerns right now and safety on that campus.
There's a real rash of campus and campus-related crime going on across the country. And as we've seen, the inner cities and other areas will have these spikes in crime.
When our country used to flex its muscle with battleships like the USS Iowa, the world would listen. It's time we return to the America I remember. Hi, I'm William Devane.
There are dangerous forces everywhere pulling our country apart, threatening our economy and our way of life. That's why I'm going to do two things: support our military and buy gold from Roslyn Capital. I've never felt safe relying on paper money to protect my assets. That's why I buy gold from Roslyn. With Roslyn, what you order is what you get. No gimmicks, no nonsense, no hassle. We're all safer with our ships patrolling the seas. And my assets are a whole lot safer with gold from Roslyn Capital. So ask yourself, are you safe?
Call now to get your free gold, silver, and IRA kits. For a limited time, Roslyn is offering up to $15,000 in free gold to qualifying new customers. Call 800-630-8900. That's 800-630-8900.
We handcraft every Stearns & Foster using the finest materials like indulgent memory and ultra-conforming inner springs for a beautiful mattress and indescribable comfort. Save up to $800 on select adjustable mattress sets at stearnsandfoster.com.
So, what'd you get?
2 Nashville hot tenders and 3 Mandarin orange tenders.
Nice. What about you?
3 classic tenders.
4 butterfly shrimp. 4 pie, baby. I win.
It's like somebody needs a new hand. Thanks for sharing.
I'm not the buffet, guys.
My name is Brad Brown. I'm 65 years old. I have a dog. Her name is Bailey. She's a year and a half old Labradoodle. She has a lot of energy, and so she requires me to have a lot of energy. It really is hard work to keep up with her, but she's been a joy. It's just a lot of fun to take Bailey camping, and it is a lot of work. You know, it's worth it. I would recommend Bounce Nature to everyone. It really is an amazing product.
Get 35% off and $10 off any additional sets as a preferred customer by using discount code FOXNEWS.
Believe it or not, baby. At University of Phoenix, you can earn your master's.
For under 11,000.
Yes, 11! Master's degree for under 11K in less than a year.
Some things are too obvious to be a coincidence. Earn your competency-based master's at University of Phoenix.
I did have hearing aids from another company. I was just frustrated. I almost gave up. With Miracle Ear, it's all about service. They're personable, they're friendly. I'm very happy with them.
We provide you with a free lifetime of aftercare, meaning free checkups, cleanings, and adjustments.
I see someone new, someone happy. It's really made a difference.
Enjoy sweet offers during our limited time Love Your Hearing event. Call 1-800-MIRACLE now.
Meet Milo. He's part border collie and part party animal. Meet the new Bissell Little Green Hydro Steam Pet. He's part steam-powered steam and part party animal patrol. Bissell, a new breed of clean.
This or that. This or that. Do this, do that. You can do this, do that. You can do this, do that.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
At Ameriprise Financial, our advice is personalized, based on your goals, whatever they may be.
All that planning has paid off. Looks like you could make this work.
We can make this work. And the feeling of confidence that comes from our advice,
I can make this work.
that seems to be universal.
I can make this work.
I can make this work.
No wonder more than 9 out of 10 clients are likely to recommend us. Because advice worth listening to is advice worth talking about. Ameriprise Financial.
Right, New York Attorney General Tisha James is facing backlash over former President Donald Trump's civil fraud ruling. But she's no stranger, of course, to going after powerful targets and even went after Trump while he was still in office.
No one is above the law, including this illegitimate president.
Please sue him for us. We're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be real picky. He's going to know my name personally.
Fox Business' Lydia Hu is live outside Trump Tower in New York City. Lydia, why does James keep going after the former president?
It seems like Attorney General Letitia James would likely say she's following the letter of the law, but her critics look at her pattern and they
We'll
say
save it here.
out of personal vendetta and politics. Her track record with going after the former President Donald Trump dates back years. Back in 2019, James pursued a lawsuit against Trump.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. All right. Stay tuned and peace out.
As a result, and it paid a $2 million court-ordered fine. And while in the White House, as you mentioned, James's office launched several